Chat, here we go. This is our first ever 2 show match. I don't know if it's our first ever, but it's definitely the first we've done in a long time. We've done some 2 show matches back when we were doing crew battles. Crew battles had us doing some 2v2s on occasion because it does every game mode. But I'm not sure we've ever started a direct 2v2 show match with the purpose just being playing 2v2. So this is what we're going to do. We're doing KSA, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia versus England. We got Rawas and Kiileerrz, the twin brothers, who have played 2s with each other a lot before. In fact, I think we've gone over on the YouTube videos of Rawas and Kiileerrz playing together. But now they're going to play together in a show match, and they're going up against Joyo and RelatingWave. RelatingWave of Team Endpoint, Joyo of Team Queso, both LAN level players. So therefore, in theory, should have an easy time, right, with these non-RLCS players, except Rawas and Kiileerrz, I think, are shoo-ins to become RLCS players as soon as they're 15 years old. They are twin brothers, if I hadn't already mentioned that, and they're only 14, so I don't think they get to play any RLCS until the next split. After, or sorry, not the next split, the next season. I don't even think they're going to be able to be available for the spring split. But I do think they'll quickly be on a contending team shortly after they become of age. If not, just creating their own contending team because they've played in 3v3 teams together in the past. Maybe they will rejoin up with Nupo, who we've seen on stream a lot recently, who's a little bit older than they are, and make Nameless, which they played under for a long time. So I don't know if chat got predictions started, if there's any mods here, because I'd be interested to see what chat thinks. And since we maybe don't have predictions, let's just get a feel for chat's kind of vibe. Since KSA is on the left here, we'll say KSA is a 1 in chat, and Queso and Endpoint, basically England, is a 2. But you guys haven't win this one. Obviously, Kiileerrz and Rawas up early at the start of this best of 5. Can anything top the synergy that is a brotherly duo? Wow, chat actually unanimously. I mean, I wonder if how much this has to do with with Rawas and Kiileerrz having scored the first goal. Rawas is going to get a second as he tries to bump, I believe, Joyo out of the way of the net. A rare moment of a 1v1 where he caught Joyo shadowing. RelatingWave nowhere near the play to help him out. Instant kickoff goal for the KSA guys. Is RelatingWave not cheating up here? RelatingWave is cheating up, but Rawas just wins the kickoff in the corner. Pretty much a mirrored kickoff from both teams, repping the same exact play, but Rawas maybe showing that 1v1 prowess and winning a direct kickoff. I think we're going to see Rawas is certainly the most ones main player here, but I think Kiileerrz, especially with the way he's been playing on our stream recently, I think he probably puts a little bit more into ones than either of the guys on the England team. And obviously there's tons of 1v1 situations. I think 1v1 is very relevant in the 2v2 game mode. I heard, oh nice, flip reset by Joyo. Putting England on the board, playing in the Mustang. 50 with Rawas, and Kiileerrz just frozen defense. I heard that people think that North America runs more solo plays in 1v1, less passing, less team play. I think this was Fairy Peak, OSM, and Johnny Boy talking on OSM's YouTube. I think this is where I heard them talk about it. But I think Fairy was saying North America just plays solo constantly, whereas in EU servers, the 2v2 teams play more as a team, which I thought was really interesting. Of course, I'm nowhere near the top of these ranks to get any feel. I don't think it's relevant what's happening down at GC in terms of pushing the meta. But apparently top players, top pros, seem to think a little bit more teamwork over on the EU servers in the 2v2 ranks. Wave trying to take it from the ceiling. Rawas says no, but Joyo's got a bit of an ISO play. RelatingWave! Did he get a bump as well? He got a demo, and I think also a bump to finish it off. Rawas and Kiileerrz in the same corner. Yeah, Kiileerrz, oh, just Rawas was never going to have a chance. Kiileerrz needed to worry a little bit more about the net. Joyo saw his opportunity and just killed the ball immediately off the clear and brought it straight towards the net. Doesn't make for a strong shot, but makes for a quick shot in terms of time from catch to placement in the net. That's what they needed in order to punish Kiileerrz for his movement to the corner. RelatingWave, huge pre-jump. Not able to 50 Rawas here. Rawas, both him and RelatingWave missing, but Rawas back to the ball quicker. England putting themselves within one. I wonder if we had asked chat now who is going to win this match, if we would have seen a little bit more twos now that England's put a couple goals on the board. Joyo, wow, what a solo play. A nice pre-jump to dodge the demo and then flip into the ball to get it out midfield. RelatingWave's looking for Joyo on the pass. Rawas covers it and there's nobody home. You can't blame England too much. Looking for a little bit of teamwork to get themselves a tying goal. Not tons of time for those who are used to watching ones on our channel. 46 seconds is a little bit less time than it seems like it is in ones. Joyo by himself, unable to find anything. I'm surprised he didn't try and get some kind of angle on that play. But he knows better than me. Must not have been there. I think I accidentally switched perspectives. I can't do it better than Director Cam can, though. Joyo! He has had a couple different great solo plays. This time, I think Kiileerrz and Rawas in net. Kiileerrz certainly just caught watching, and Rawas, yeah, from both sides. One of those two needed to go up and challenge because they're just making themselves redundant by both staying on the ground. Maybe not great communication on boost amounts for either one. And this 50 RelatingWave, he gets it underneath the crossbar, and it's 4-4 with 13 seconds left to go. England gets a kickoff goal of their own after Joyo gets a nice win. And awkward touch from Kiileerrz. He ended up passing that ball to RelatingWave. He could have let that roll to the corner with him and probably collected a possession. At the very least, made it much harder for Wave to find any sort of shot. But instead, he kind of panicked, reversed into it, and gave RelatingWave an opportunity to strike. Kiileerrz, the solo dribble, 50'd, and Joyo's got himself an open net. That was a really important 50. England comes back and wins game number one. They don't even need overtime. Rawas, he must have thought for sure he had that. No way at 0 seconds does he go up for that ball unless he's confident he's going to get the touch. So one whiff, though, and Joyo's able to take it away, stay underneath it. England will go up 1-0 this best of 5. Game number 2. Maybe a bit of a stolen game by England. Both these teams have had some good kickoff setups. What happened here on this one? Rawas on the diagonal actually lost it this time, but Kiileerrz just had a perfect read on where it was headed. Joyo, what a pre-flip. Immediately off the kickoff. Seemed to have an instant read on where it was getting lost to. Maybe some communication between the two. I don't know if these guys are in comms or not. Maybe they are. I don't know if Rawas and Kiileerrz set up at their places, you know, feet from each other. Do they even need to be in Discord to talk? I don't know. Maybe they're in different rooms. If I was playing with my brothers around their age, we would be sitting right next to each other. We had a whole, like, computer room. But I know some people have their setups in their own personal rooms. Wave has to play this quick. Good early challenge by Kiileerrz. Not letting Wave get anything going. Not the kind of player you want to let have open space. Nobody on this field is the kind of player you want to let have open space. Rawas, a nice fake, a bump on Joyo, and it'll be a 2-0 lead. Rawas putting everybody on defense in the spin cycle. Such great fakes, even far away from the net. You see him use that jump to push himself back down to the ground after faking up into the air. And then Joyo and Wave realized, you know, somebody needs to challenge. Just like we saw the KSA guys make the mistake before where neither of them challenged. Wave and Joyo made the opposite, where they both jumped to try and pre-jump his angle. And Rawas was able to just outplay them both. Some split screen action. Oh, I just imagined Roas and Kiileerrz play on the same setup. They're just insane. Whenever they play together, it's on the same monitor, split screen. That would be the most nutty performance. First off, Joyo, this isn't a freestyle competition, but how many flip resets did he just get? I feel like that was at least 4. He was just farming flip resets there. Wait, I know I'm stealing that joke from you guys, chat. You know I read chat sometimes. I'm not saying I came up with that myself. You guys did. It was a funny joke. The idea of Roas and Kiileerrz playing split screen. KSA bringing themselves up to a much stronger early lead. We saw England bring it back last time. Joyo, the chip into the breezy. Didn't get it past the defender. Wave is trying to pressure here in the corner, but when Kiileerrz gets it past, it creates a 1v1 situation for Joyo to have to defend him. Maybe in a 1v2, but one thing that RelatingWave did do well is you see him just chasing down that player with possession. And the reason why he's doing that is it makes it easier for the defender to predict what's going on. You know, in a 1v1 situation, the play can slow down, speed up, everything can happen. But if you have a teammate chasing the person on offense from behind, you know they have to play it quick or they're just going to get challenged by your friend. So it really reduces the possibilities for that 1v1er, even though Wave made that mistake, got himself out of position. England will strike about halfway through the game. I think it's about how long it took him to get going the previous game. Joyo, side flip to get the first. Roas can let this fall to the ground. Either of the England team members pressuring at all. They double commit on the back line, and Roas looked for a teammate. Might have been better off trying to squeeze it in. Instead, looked for his, I was going to say his friend, but really it's his brother. Roas to the sidewall. Kiileerrz way too fast of a setup for him to do anything with it. So instead, Roas just tried to clear out the net. RelatingWave, this will be a nasty double if he finds it. Not the end of the world to not connect with it. Oh, I really can't imagine Wave is better off camping on the back wall like he just was. I don't see a world in which, maybe when they need offense, but it seems so risky, especially with how little boost he had. Did eventually jump off, so no reason to harp on it too much. Roas will bring this dribble back down to the ground. He loves to slow the play down. He almost got it past Joyo. Just barely hit the post. Joyo taking off the map. Will Kiileerrz look to take Wave away as well? Wave went up early. Roas, can he find the angle? He didn't quite find it. Hit crossbar and out. And the respawn was there in time. Joyo able to clear it away. Joe, can he get a redirect here? No, he's going to fake it. And even though Roas saves the first touch, he's not going to be able to save the second. Oh, wait, he didn't fake it. He touched it. He touched it. The camera switching to his perspective and watching him means he had to get some kind of connection. So he adjusted it so well. Wave. Back pass. Works out. Joyo able to chip it above Kiileerrz. He didn't want to get a strong touch back to the Middle East team, so try to slow it down and ended up getting challenged. Joyo in the air. Wave's up there as well. He's pulling up the ball. Good communication. Wait, the bump. They actually almost scored off of it. Joyo and Roas in a 1v1 situation. Joyo has done okay. I think RelatingWave got a bump. He tried to save the situation by bumping Kiileerrz. Roas definitely has the edge in the 1v1. Oh no, Kiileerrz just missed. He just, oh, maybe he knew what he was doing the whole time. He just thought maybe he was going to drop down, so he pre-jumped it, and then when it didn't happen, he just came back out of the net and bumped Wave and got himself a fourth. 21 seconds. You have to think that KSA are going to be tying it up. England bringing all the offense right now, but it's not going to matter. KSA bring the series tied 1-1. This is a nice matchup between England and Saudi Arabia. One player from each team with the GG, designated GGers. Game number 3. A good back and forth between the two teams. That being said, every game has started off hot for the Middle East, and they'll do it again. Kiileerrz up in the corner. A quick touch down to Rawasan. Joyo never stood a chance on that great passing play. Do you think we could get away with not doing director cam in a 2v2 show match? I could maybe try it. We'll try it for this game. This game we're going to do player cam. And we'll use the same method that I use when I do 1v1s. We'll see how it goes. So much more what's immersive when you have their camera settings. I don't know if you guys agree, chat. But when you're watching from somebody's camera settings, it just feels like you're in the game a little bit more. Kiileerrz up to the backboard to Rawas. A second. See if we can get to Rawas' perspective. Rawas on the double. Very nice. Yeah, I'll have to figure out. You guys have to forgive me a little bit because I'm not as in tune with how I like to run the camera in 2s. Obviously, I've run the camera in 1v1 a bunch. And it's really easy to run the camera in 1v1 because you just switch back and forth between the two players. But you're not guaranteed to switch to a good perspective in 2s. And I don't know if the professional, camera switchers are constantly just reading each player's potential name. Like right now, I'm doing a terrible job, I would say. Switching off the play every moment. Maybe the answer is to just switch way less frequently is probably what it is. Just kind of stick with somebody for a decent amount of time, even if they sort of leave the play. But the problem is when ball cam goes off is when you truly just lose the play entirely. And that seems like the problem. Dude, the passing plays from KSA right now have been absolutely immaculate. Rawas this time has Joyo on the back line. It's not the first time that they've connected to each other and made Joyo miss. 3-0 for the Saudi Arabians. Director cam probably isn't bad. I hate the director cam's kickoff. That's my biggest issue with director cam. I do think I'd have to practice more. I think director cam does a better job than I do right now, no doubt. But I think with time, a practiced camera switcher would certainly be able to beat director cam. But director cam is pretty good. Joyo not able to get a double off the back wall. England always digs themselves a nice big hole at the start of these games. Can they continue to dig themselves out of it, though? Wave a save. Joyo cannot beat Rawas in the race. Rawas, a little bit more space in front of him. It's a little bit easier to get going fast than when you have to go straight up in the air. Rawas at 50. Now Wave trying to kill this, I think, down to a potential either teammate or himself. But still touched it too strong. A read from Rawas, man. The Saudi Arabians are on fire right now. Kiileerrz, a big fake. Rawas will steal it from him and double it off the back wall. My goodness. It is exciting to see a guy like Rawas in the 2s field as well, because as fun as 1v1 is to watch, I mean, there's just different kind of plays that can happen in 1v1. The Rawas is not the kind of 1v1er who is flying up to that ball and attempting that double. Not many 1v1ers are. But certainly Rawas is not the one to, default to a play like that. But obviously very capable of it. What else can Rawas do, given the chance? Rawas right now, another fake. Joyo started to read him, though. That's been a classic setup for Rawas. Chips at the midfield, always jumps as if he's going to follow it. But is just using that single jump to push himself right back down. Can't remember who it was. Some high-level player who hadn't really worked on those was asking me if it was worth it. England's finally going to score first. The minute 30 left to go. And I think it definitely is something for every player to work on. Such a nice mechanic to get themselves back into play and put up solid fakes. Comebackable. We'll see. 3 goals, definitely comebackable. There's tons of time. So much harder to do in 1v1. Joyo has had a bunch of different ISO plays, trying to flip reset the ball as many possible times as he can to get an opportunity for himself in England. It's a great read off the bounce, but Kiileerrz is able to save it. And they're just kind of stuck in a holding pattern here in this corner, taking shots that a prepared defense is able to save. Maybe able to cut off the pass this time between Rawas and Kiileerrz. Joyo, nice 50. Instantly taps the ball away, and I think he needed to find a way to create a play with Wave against Rawas, who is going to be on defense alone for a bit. Oh, nice shot by Wave. I'm not sure what Rawas was doing here. Did he get lost on the back wall? Kiileerrz ended up tapping it to Wave. It just seems like Rawas must be on 0, but he had a little bit of boost as he jumped off the wall. He had a little bit, so maybe he was just trying to be really greedy on defense and see if he could get a dribble off that play. In retrospect, he obviously needed to affect that shot. Kiileerrz almost completely by himself, and a nice recovery from Wave. And Joyo, long shot, should get saved. In fact, it's not even on. Kiileerrz turns away from the play. 15 seconds left to go. I tell you what, the one game that England got, it did seem like a bit of a steal. The Saudi Arabian brothers have looked completely in sync here in this 2v2 show match. Joyo almost able to find a consolation goal. But no. KSA goes up 2-1. That is slightly true, Hayden. Yeah, Leeks and Ricky would 1v1 each other as warm-up, I'm pretty sure. I could be making up that lore, but I want to say Ricky and Leeks' warm-ups for days would be to play against each other. They're both very good. I mean, if your sparring partner is Ricky, you're going to learn a lot. And I think if your sparring partner is Leeks, you're going to learn a lot. I think Leeks is really good as well. Just maybe not as focused on 1v1. All right, can England do it? Can England force a game number 5? It doesn't seem likely. Rawas and Kiileerrz have just looked too good. Honestly, in every single game, even though they didn't take game number 1. Rawas, is he just going to ISO both players? No, they're going to pass to finish it off. Passing play does have to go a little bit faster than that. Joyo able to get juked and then make it back in time, but he couldn't get it clear across the net. Kiileerrz finds an opportunity to once again go up early every single game. The Middle East team has scored first. Joyo, I don't think he had a really easy angle off that wall, especially near the post, to make a good clear. He had to try to drop it to himself, and Kiileerrz took advantage. Chipchorp, thank you for the brand new Tier 1. Welcome to Feer Clan, as we have been calling it for the past week or so. Name pending still. But hey, appreciate it, man. Support means a lot. Kiileerrz, a fake as he falls from the ceiling. Rawas, a double, and Joyo is able to cover it. Wave fighting through the pain of the bumps, and he gets to do it to a teammate. Kiileerrz, he pre-jumps it off the wall to cover the angle, and he does perfectly. That was a great passing play and setup by England, but just gets stopped out by just as good of a defensive play by Kiileerrz. Wave over 1. He's got Rawas all alone. The flick. Rawas, he does not get scored on in that defensive position. We have seen it a million times in 1v1. Rawas in the shadow, pointed directly back at the net. That's where he wants to be. And nothing but something really special will get it past him. Rawas looking for his teammate, Kiileerrz. Kiileerrz sends it high, though. England has looked better on offense. A couple good opportunities together. Rawas, can he find the angle? No, he's going to look for his teammate. Joyo is camping out around wherever Kiileerrz is. He knows the kind of offense these two are going for now. Can't really afford to go to net, because when they do, they'll find each other and get it past you. Instead, you got to defend the other player and prevent the pass from ever coming out. And England has done that the past few possessions. Nice 50 by Joyo. Has Wave all alone, and he will win a 50 as well. So 2 back-to-back 50s by Team England. Kiileerrz couldn't air dribble it away. Roas, I just talked about how comfortable he feels in that shadow position. Well, Wave was able to best him. Bit of a delayed kickoff. Wonder whether intentional by RelatingWave. Roas going to pass to his teammate off the ceiling. Wave able to stop it out. Wave a huge clear. Joyo tried to pre-jump it on the wall. Wasn't able to. Wave, he's finally given some space. We've seen a couple different wall to air dribble setups from Wave. Saudi Arabian team has never let him even really get anything going. That's a great demo. Wave taking Roas off the map. Nice 50, and so they had the boost advantage here. Could have had something special, but Roas obviously spawning in the back corner, able to pick up the 100. Clear it easily. Roas, even in a 2v2, not going to take the wall to air dribble. It's exactly how he plays it in ones. Jumps up the wall and chips it back down for a ground play. Just because there's more people on the map doesn't seem to change his preference. Roas pinch on the back wall. Kiileerrz just trying to keep this in play. I don't think a shot attempt is going to come out of this very soon. He actually did about as good of a job as he could. Just trying to kill time and let Roas reset and potentially put pressure back on offense, but didn't work out that way. England now on offense with the ball. Lob to the back wall. Wave playing bully around the goal line, trying to get them off position. Joyo takes from the sky, and we've seen that play a lot between the two England players. Somebody on the air dribble and letting the other one intercept it. Maybe at a surprising time. Wave slowing this one down. Roas, shadow defense. He's going to reverse just to pressure the ball and make Wave do something with it. Take it off the path he would like to, which means he ends up dropping it in the corner. Nice kill by Roas. Kiileerrz flicks instantly. He got it over RelatingWave. RelatingWave, what a nice adjustment. I thought he had left his teammate out to dry on the respawn, but I was completely wrong. And Wave, he plays bully once again, and he gets England up 2-1. He is just chasing down Roas from the moment they realize Kiileerrz is behind the play. And Roas, he's a great defender, but he can't warp through a blocker in front of the play. England up 2-1. Can they hold on to it? KSA have had a couple great kickoff plays. This one's not going to score, though. England able to stop it. Wave up into the air. Has just Roas to beat. He could not get anything to get it past him. Now Roas is going to go play bully as Kiileerrz shoots on net. The air dribble, it's too high. It's crossbar and down. I think if he had got it underneath, they would have gotten a tying goal. Kiileerrz takes Wave off the map. He'll respawn in time, though. Joyo, not the best 50, but it doesn't matter. There might even be one more. No, Kiileerrz does a good job recovering. But he's got to chip it up, man. He waited so long to chip it. It is in the air. Roas not going to be able to get to it. So England will score, will win, and send it to Game 5. Game 5, England versus Saudi Arabia. England versus Saudi Arabia. Game 5. It all comes down to this. Can the twin brothers synergize their way to a win? Or will the RLCS pros, I don't know if it's fair to say RLCS veterans, one of them you could say, can they take down the chemistry that only twin brothers can have? Roas, 50, sending the ball high. Didn't like his touch, so he pulled off of it. Kiileerrz does the same. Both of them trying to throw tons of fakes into their gameplay. Wave trying to get a flick out to midfield for his teammate. Joyo's just going to play blocker here, trying to prevent the clear. He's not able to win on both 50s, so back to the corner. Wave met at midfield by Kiileerrz. Wave dunked by Roas. Joyo's going to play very patiently, though. A little bit too strong of a touch. He was trying to get a solo play. He ended up launching it straight to Kiileerrz. Now the Saudi Arabians with space. Roas, the flick Demos Joyo. This should be a really easy clear for Wave, though. He will play it by himself. He's got Kiileerrz right behind him. That's what I'm talking about. Those 2v2 plays, if you find yourself behind the play, you can chase down that offender. It makes their play way easier to read. Wave and Kiileerrz will both miss. But Joyo able to get a really strong clear. Put England back on offense. Kiileerrz pulling off the ball. Wasn't going to get a strong touch as his teammate. Joyo's just been cleaning up the back wall as of late. Roas might have made a big mistake. He does recover in time. He rolled that right up into that power shot. Roas can't win the 50 on the goal line. England up 1. Their first time scoring first, I think, in any of the games. Game 5, the most important time to do it. Wave, what a 50. Using the wall to help him out there. You can see him angled, not directly behind Roas or directly on the other side of Roas, but instead at a slight angle, forcing the wall and himself to win the 50 out over the defender. And now England up 1-0 for the first time in any of the games, in the driving seat right away. The driving seat? The driver's seat. Roas, you know what he's going to try and do. Anytime he has possession, he has been able to outplay both defenders. Trying to drop it down to that on-card dribble. That's where he likes to start. Or some of those fakes. Whenever he has a high bounce dribble. Wave has another 50. He's found his way. He likes to score. He's just going to bring it to the post from the back corner. 50 it. And then tap it in. He does it again. This time, tapping it over Kiileerrz and getting his team a second. Double 50 from both players. They go out in England's favor. Pinch from Joyo. Sends it flying out of their corner. Kiileerrz and Roas had no trouble at all finding offense for the majority of this match. All of a sudden, they cannot find a way to score. Wave, as if his controller just DC'd, decides he's not going to tap the ball to Roas and Kiileerrz. There's no reason to. He's got a 2-goal lead, so he might as well just sit and wait. But Joyo just bumps him. Kiileerrz, I don't think he has any boost to continue that. You can tell the boost stopped coming out of him very, very early at a time. He would have definitely not done so had he had any to spare. Wave now has 2 retreating defenders. He's just going to lob it to the back wall, look for a tight angle, and he would have been able to find it because Roas and Kiileerrz were both low. And neither one of them playing the back wall. So a high angle certainly would have found a goal. Joyo is going to do it all by himself. These are the same kind of solo plays. We've been seeing him try to make it midfield all game long, but it's finally going to connect as he never lets go of boost on that challenge to make sure he gets back to the ball clean. England is finishing off strong in the most important game, 3-0. Roas going to have to get a bit of a solo. See, that is really disorienting whenever someone has a dribble directly on their car, because director cam forces ball cam, and that's certainly not the way they're dribbling it. Kiileerrz, that's a great setup. Roas couldn't get the read though. I thought he tried to pre-jump the clear. Nobody ended up touching it. They really needed that. Joyo taking it the whole map with flipper sets once again. We get to see him score on one of those, but he's hit them very, very cleanly, and almost enough bumping of Roas. Somehow he's able to redirect that ball into every single post and crossbar. But 30 seconds. England has likely done it. The twin brothers are going to go down to the professionals. But like I said, Roas and Kiileerrz, it is just a short matter of time before they're also... Wait a second. 16 seconds. Maybe we called it a little bit early. A nice air dribble by Roas. Can they find some magic? They've had some good kickoffs before. Maybe they find a couple decent kickoffs here. But it doesn't seem like this first kickoff is what they needed, unless Roas snipes top left corner right now, and he doesn't. Kiileerrz, a decent setup But that'll be it. England and KSA will be GG's, but England will take the dub. Joyo and RelatingWave putting England on top. That was a good match, chat. Twos was fun. What do you think? I think that was fun, chat. Maybe we do more twos.